Jags fall 18-13 with very few bright spots in this game. I mean, Brian Thomas continues to show you that he's a big-time playmaker, waiting to break out.
Mm-hmm.
Just chuck it down the field to him. But, man, I mean, where to begin with this? Just the Cleveland Browns tried to hand you this game in the most obvious fashion I can imagine. They convert 2 of 14 on third down. Now, they converted all 3 of their fourth downs. But still, okay, 3 of their 14 opportunities to either convert or make it 5, out of 14. That's still a bad ratio. 13 penalties. The Browns had 13 penalties for 100 yards in this game. Converted a bunch of first downs for you, kept backing them up late in the football game, and then they gave you the greatest gift, Tony, of all. Deshaun Watson decides to just throw it incomplete there on 3rd and 6 to stop the clock, and the Jags actually get the ball back, undeservedly so at that point, with 1:27 left to go. And, not that they're going to do anything with it at that point.
Yeah, the Browns are almost exactly who I thought they were going to be yesterday in that game. I mean, almost exactly what I thought they were going to be. That the Jaguars defense, which did figure out some things in the second half of the game, but that they could never take away the run game effectively enough, really at any point in the game, to put Deshaun Watson in more uncomfortable situations. Because as soon as they did, he looked like a chicken with his head cut off. For virtually every time they put him in that situation, he looked scared to play. To me, in that game yesterday, the defense couldn't stop the run well enough to put them in that position, especially early in that game. That first drive, I mean, so disappointing from the defense. Like I said, they figured some things out in the second half, and we can get into the issues that they had on the offensive side of the ball, David.
We will.
But that Cleveland team, they were exactly who I thought they were. They're no good. Cleveland is no good, and yesterday Jacksonville was worse. And it felt that way last week too. I didn't come away from that game going, Miami's not bad. I came away from it going, Miami was bad today, and the Jags were worse. Yesterday was the same thing against Cleveland. Now you're 0-2. You can't have so many one-score games that go the other way and think you're going to wind up with a competitive team. Not in this league. You only get so many opportunities that they've blown these first 2. Whew, the long-term ramifications are huge.
Tony, that is exactly what I was going to say. We're talking about how bad Cleveland looked, and they did. They looked bad, but we looked worse. We let a team that pretty much was just dinking and dunking, running the ball when they wanted to, but not doing very much, and somehow they kept getting points on the board. They kept converting some third downs. They were making enough plays, and you're like, okay, this is the drive where the Jags finally put something together. And we had to wait until the third quarter before they did anything. And then you thought, okay, there's plenty of time left. Browns haven't done anything all day. Now we're going to start putting some drives together. And we don't. And then we're like, thank you, Browns. You're giving us an opportunity. We can go win the game right now. We should not have this opportunity, or we shouldn't have this opportunity with this much time on the clock. But we do. And what do? We try to get the ball to Christian Kirk, who's 5'10", against 2 guys that are at least 6 feet tall.
Jump ball.
And throw it up to him. And do we not have anybody else with any size that can go down there and make a play? Yesterday was the most frustrating day I've ever had, and we've had some really bad days with Jaguar football, but those were teams that nobody really expected us to do very much going into the season. This is week 2, and it already feels like the season is over. I know it's not. There's a lot of football left. We can turn things around. You shouldn't be saying turn things around in week 2. That's when you're supposed to be your freshest. You're supposed to have the most excitement. I don't even want to talk about how I'm heading into the game. It's our home opener. I'm super excited. I mean, me and my wife, we're taking pictures. Mm-hmm. We're acting like this is our first Jaguars game because we're so excited. And then that's what we got. The first half, I almost wanted to leave. I really did. It was so bad. I almost told my kids, get your stuff. We're leaving. I'd rather be in the comfort of my home, not getting rained on, and finish the game. But that's what they gave us, guys.
Dylan, why don't we fire up today's 10-10 take and get an early start and try to set the tone here today? We will take a bunch of your calls, and if you're so inclined, that is, to call in if you're not having the enthusiasm beaten out of you by Jaguar football. Fired up there, Dylan.
10-10 take.
Now, Mike Dempsey's 10-10 take. Brought to you by
Double checked. Cybersecurity made simple.
I just want to jump in on what you're talking about here, Dave. The energy level. It's opener.
Yeah.
The home opener. Okay, we've waited all week to put that behind us. The way we let one off the hook. It's a fresh start. All kinds of crazy things are happening around the National Football League. And the Jags looked so flat, so lifeless, no energy. Cleveland's jumping around. Now, there are a few instances of individual players making a play, and they jump up, and they're showing some enthusiasm. But where was this sense of urgency, this intensity, right from the very beginning of this football game? More so than the X's and O's, Tone, this is what they've got to find. They've got to find, I don't know, some kind of spark that they wait until the middle of the third quarter. Maybe that spark is just Max protecting, let's take a shot to Brian Thomas Jr. because he's been the brightest spot in this offense to this point in time. But they've got to find some kind of way to bring more energy to the table when you're staring 0-2 at the face or in the face with a very beatable team coming into your house.
I can't believe he would say that after they responded so well. After that Cleveland touchdown drive. I mean, they go 16 plays, 89 yards, 9 minutes off the clock. In Jacksonville, they were ready to get back on the field. Or they got a 3-and-out.
Yeah.
Right? And that's what everything early on in this season has felt like. And you got the Brian Thomas Jr. play, and it was like, this is the first life we felt from anybody in a Jaguars uniform today, and they still are so disorganized at the end of that you're watching them going, can they line up? Can they count to 11 and line up?
No.
Can we just come out of the huddle and everyone go where they're supposed to be?
No, they can't do that either.
You know, in these kind of situations, and it bit them several times. They had to burn those timeouts at the end of the first half. You had the motion penalty that took a touchdown off the board that probably would have won the game for them.
It might have won the game for you right there.
Like if they just get lined up.
It's unbelievable, right? But that's the thing. Their margin for error right now is so slim.
Yeah.
That if you blow the one chance you had to get the ball in the end zone, hey, you know what? After that play, it was 2nd and 7, 2nd and goal from the 7.
Yeah.
Score a touchdown, okay? Plenty of teams do it from further out than 7 yards. Score a touchdown. Dave, you thought Trevor should have taken off and run on that second down, right? Tries to throw that little dart at the, at the ground.
Trying to get his running back, and I'm sure Etienne is a much better catcher of the ball than most running backs, but it's your running back. And so I'm just thinking our team needs something right now. I have the ball in my hands always. I've got an opportunity. It's me one-on-one with a guy who's kind of trailing in from behind. Let me see what I can do. Even if I don't score, I can advance the ball up to the 1-yard line, give us a chance to maybe do something there. But, guys, this game wasn't an X's and O's kind of game, and I'm sure there's some people that hate play calling and all that kind of stuff. There were a couple boots to the left that I didn't like either. Like, let's just max protect and just throw it to a couple guys down the field.
The right-handed quarterback boot
I
to
know
the left.
it, but all the people around me are like, Dave, what should they do? The defense, are they playing too much man? Do they need to play zone offensively? Do we need to run it outside, inside, throw it down the field? I'm like, we need to just make plays. These are grown men playing other grown men, but they practice all week. Nobody is making a play until Brian Thomas made the play. But nobody's doing their job, it didn't seem like. I know Cleveland has a pretty decent defense. Could be a great defense. That doesn't matter. You still should be able to get some plays in here and there. We did not do anything. 3 and out virtually the whole first half. That is frustrating for everybody, especially your defense who wants you to give them something to go out there to fight for a little bit.
Hey, Mia here, and thanks so much for watching 1010XL Jaguars. For even more coverage of the Big Cats, be sure to subscribe to 1010XL Jaguars.